Hi, this is Sean, and in this video we're going to have a little guided tour of Earth Stardock, have a look around and interact with things and learn how these things work. So we're going to start off where we transport in the transporter room. Not got any planned direction to go per se, so we'll just have a wander and see what we can do. So right away in the transporter room, there's a guy here who can transport us to places. We can go down to the academy, which we will look at in another video. If we click on him, we can find out information about various things in Stardock. For instance, where's Admiral Quinn? Where can I repair my ship? Customize my ship? All sorts of things in here. That can help you learn where things are and what to do with them. But we're going to look at that ourselves right now. And once you've been around Starbase once, you won't need to worry too much about where things are. So we're going to go down the stairs to start off with, so we can just maintain being on one side of the ship. So over here, we have Club 47. This can be where you want to hang out with your mates. There's no missions here. It's just a social area. You can come in pretty much if you just want to hang out, really. I think we're a bit choppy today. Let me just kick my internet stream into high gear. Excuse me 1 second. Makes all the difference when you're not just running on wireless and you put the cable in.
Okay.
Make things a bit easier for us. So here we are, we're coming up to the club. We can go through here, have a drink at the bar, have a chat with the bartender. These things are really just for fun, because these things, you know, banana splits and whatever, they will increase your health, give you some energy credits, but you're not really going to need to do that. It's just if you want to have a little bit of immersive fun. Check out the people with tails. Now, if you hold your cursor over somebody, you can tell if they are a real player, a real person, or just a computer-generated one. And as you can see, these are just people who are standing around. They are NPCs. We can come up here. We can sit in the cubicles. Pretty much, many people don't. They're out there doing it, out there playing the game. We've got lovely views out here, though. Look at this. We can look out, look down on Earth, see the ships flying by, see the dry docks. So it is nice just to have a little look around, maybe once, or occasionally if you've got nothing better to do. No, they're not a group of people talking. So there's actually a nightclub here as well if you like to get your groove on, which is down here. And you do actually have ways to make your character dance. Here you go, there's a person there who's a real person, I think. Maybe not. Let's click on it and see what it does. No, it's not. Okay, so if we get up on the dance floor, down the bottom where our chat icons are, if we click on the configuration, the little wheel here, about halfway down you'll see emotes. And emotes are things you can do. You can get new ones, you can win new ones, or you've got your bog standard ones. For instance, if I turn our little man around so we can see him, and we go to an emote and we want to say dance, here we go. We can get our groove on. Yay! And we can do all sorts of different things in here, different dances. Now I'm showing you this now because A, it's quite fun, but B, there is one particular mission or daily where you have to do a certain amount of dance in a certain amount of time, and so this is where you're going to do that thing. You don't want to stabilize those particles. We want to watch our little man doing his robot dance. Let's see if we can get away from there. Other things you can do in here under emotes is, again, if you're getting immersive and you've got your headset on and you're talking to friends, you may want to, I don't know, point in a certain direction. Where are we? I can't see that one. Shrug. I don't know. Stuff like that. Again, most people don't because they're not actually looking at your character. But hey, why not? We want to go to sleep. We can go to sleep standing up. So these can be quite good fun. If you're away, stick your character doing something. But there's at least something more for people to watch while they wait for you to come back. So anyway, yeah, you can do stuff under emotes. You can play with that. Hey, you over there, how you doing, huh? Like that. So there we go, that's the club. More people should spend time in here. Perhaps they do it at hours when I'm not online, which lately doesn't seem to be that often. Okay, what have we got in here? We've got a queue of people. Looks like they're waiting to use the toilet. They are too. How funny. Around the place, you will also see consoles where you can access your mail, send and receive. You don't need that because you can do it up here. However, if you have an item in your mail that you need to get out of your mail, like an attachment, you will need to come to a terminal, or you can do that when you call in one of the support ships. We'll deal with that when it's appropriate. And these things are pretty much scattered about. Here you've got your bank. Now, these are scattered around now, so this is actually something we need to do. Click on your bank. Now, your bank's empty. You've only got so many slots. This is just a storage facility, if you like, but one thing you want to do is to put things like materials and stuff that you need for building into your bank, so it's not clogging up your inventory. So we just left click, like moving stuff to other slots and drag them across. If we double click on it, it will automatically go to the bank. The same if we want to get it out, we can drag it out, or we can double click and it comes back out. So it's a good place to store weapons and stuff maybe that you're not going to use yet. Stuff we haven't decided if we want or not. Stuff we can't use yet, we're not at that level. And it also keeps it safe from automatically or accidentally deleting it. So yeah, I can't use this yet until I'm a commander. That's not too far away, so I am actually going to hang on to it in my inventory, but if it was something much bigger, or I'd only just got a little way into progressing to that level, I would tuck it away. So that's your bank. Now, your account bank, you'll notice I've got a lot of stuff in here. That's your account wide. So if you've got more than one character, like 3 or 4 different toons like I have, you can share stuff around here. As long as it's account wide usable. If it's only usable on a character, you actually can't move it across. So all this is stuff that I've moved over from one character ready for other characters to use it. We're not going to use it on this one because that would be cheating. Obviously, if I just wanted to move up levels quickly, Because I've done all the missions more than once, I would actually do that and get myself some better gear. Okay, so where's our map? Where are we going? We have to go around here. We can't walk through doors. So we'll go out of the club, out of the bar. We head round to the right here. We are up on an atrium. We can have a look at the beautiful things going on. Again, look out of the window or sit and chat to our friends. Or ourselves if we're Johnny No Mates. And the other way takes us back down. So that was the club, and that was the bank, and that was the mail. As I say, you will have access to the bank and the mail in other parts. Doors you can't go through, of course. There will be missions that allow you to go through some of these doors because you have to defend the station or whatever. Now over here, we have, where are we now? Looks like we have sick bay. And we do, in we go. Here, oh bless them, they're not very well at all, are they? Here we can heal ourselves or our crew automatically without having to pay for items. But that's on a higher level. If you're playing advanced or even expert level, you will end up getting injuries and you will have to get your people fixed. And here's one of the places you can do it. You can do it on Deep Space Nine and other star bases. There you go, treat officers. It's going to tell us, I assume, we don't have any sick people. So there you can go. You can go through your list. Generally, the sick person will end up on the top. You'll be able to heal them, or certain diseases, or injuries, or broken parts. At this level, and playing on normal skill level, you actually won't end up having to do that. Your guys will pretty much heal themselves given enough time. So the club, the sick bay, trying to follow through in a logical order. We'll stick to the right-hand rule. Here we have the ability to move between decks, deck 83, deck 47. We won't do that at the moment. Over here we have, see another guy we can speak to here. And this is Captain Yim. If we click on him, he can sometimes give us missions, or he can tell us more about things. But normally when you get a queue above them, it can give you something to do. We're not actually going to pick up any more missions at the moment, but we will just run around and see what things do. Now you can hop over the glass barrier if you like, but we'll run around it. Back to the right. What have we got over here? So here we have another thing where you can do your bank. And it's not a matter of if somebody's here, you can't use it. You can still all queue up and use it at the same time. It's just more convenient if you happen to be in a certain place and you think, oh, I need to get into my bank. It saves you running all the way back to a certain office. Here there is somebody else we can talk to. The eye gives us some information. She's going to tell us how we can do something. How do I get a captain's yacht? Speak to the Starship and Shuttle Requisitions Officer. So, hey, how useful is that? But they do serve a purpose. Coming right over here, we can get some more ship equipment. We can get weapons, equipment, all sorts of things, consumables, tech upgrades, whatever. So if we wanted to buy a new weapon for the ship, we can go into here. It'll tell us what we can buy and what we can't afford. Also in red, sometimes it's not that you can't afford it, it's that you can't use it. So if we go over here, It'll tell us that's level 8, which for a captain, we are only a lieutenant commander. It's not going to work for us. And if you have a look to see, do you want to buy something, bring up your ship. And just the same as when you're looking at your inventory, is this thing better than what we've got? It tells us we can't use it till we're a commander, which we're pretty close. It's a Mark V weapon. Well, it's marginally better than what we've got, but as you can see, we are picking up things that we need. For instance, we can use this dual phaser beam. We can buy it for 3,394 credits, but it's not as good, anywhere near as good as stuff we have already earned. So you probably won't ever use this, to be honest. You can sell things here, but be careful. If you click this button and you accidentally sell something, it is gone. So if I sell components I need to make things, or this phaser, we cannot get it back. Now notice we're hanging on to it until we're a commander. But sometimes if you want to get some quick credits, you can sell things this way, but you can also do it from your inventory. So it's just another way of doing things. So that is getting weapons and consumables and consoles. Here we've already looked at, this is in the shipyard. This is where we manage our ships. This is where we acquire our ships. So at any level, if you've got enough money or the ability, you can come in and get yourself a new ship. But we're going to wait at this level. Rather than spend money and dilithium on a ship, every time you level up, they give you one anyway. So for these sort of levels, it's not worth it. Unless you say you've started a new toon and you've already amassed some money on your other characters and you can buy them a ship. Over here, this is our customize our ship. Remember, we go into this screen and we can bring a ship up and customize it. And it's nice to do when you first get your ship, make it look like your own. Now here, for instance, it's Constellation, we can change, or Constitution, we can change it to an Excalibur type ship or a Vespa. We can change the colors, as we've done all this previously, and you've got advanced as well. So sometimes you can look at this, you've got a Vespa hull. Maybe you want to change that and have an Excalibur saucer section. You may say, hey, I want my neck to be Constitution, etc., etc. So what you're doing is you're actually customizing your ship. So a lot of ships can be made to look totally different from everyone else's. No, you're not going to see that probably out there anywhere. I don't like the blue on the end of the nacelles there, so we'll change that to red. And what else we got? This color here. Let's see where that goes. That's just some small bits on the pylons. We'll make them white. So look, we've customized our ship. She looks totally different to how she looked before. We just make sure it's not going to cost us anything. Of course, we've got all the markings and patterns here. So for instance, on the saucer section, we can click here and change the patterns. So really spend some time in here, enjoy yourself, make a ship your own. We do see some very, very interesting ships out there, all sorts of colors. So yeah, just have fun with it. Just have fun. So here we go. We've changed our ship and we like it. So we've got a mix and match Constitution style ship now, and looks nothing like the original one. So we will apply that, which is the same as purchase. It's not going to cost us anything. And now when we go into space, we will notice our ship is totally different to what it was on our last mission. Who else is down here? There's a couple of guys down here. Here we can repair our ship. Again, if you're on a higher level, your ship will be damaged. You can come in here, you can repair issues with the ship. None of our ships are damaged because we are playing at the normal level. If we were playing at advanced or elite level, we will get ship damage. Now, when you're in space, you can actually use components that you can buy or you can collect along your way, and that can cost money as well. But if you come back to a Stardock or a station like Deep Space Nine, you can actually do it for free. Some people sell repair items on the exchange, on the market, and you can buy them, but you don't actually need them. A little tip there to save you some money. Next guy, Malcolm Cecil.
When you're ready to return to your ship, click the Beam to Ship button in the upper left corner of your mini-map.
There you go. He tells us how to do some things, but luckily
you can find
for
various
you,
ship services here in the Ship Requisition Center. You can
luckily for you, I'm taking you through it all, so you don't actually need to learn it from these guys, but you can. So that's this level here. There's nothing else down here, I don't think. Up to the next level. The club was over there, so we can go to the right. If we go straight up, we go back to pretty much where we came in. So we go along to the right. Check it out. Is there anything to do here? No, but we can look through the window. Again, resting places if we want to sit on the seat while we go and make ourselves a cup of tea or grab a beer. Or we can just leave our characters standing around. Again, you can't go through these, I don't believe. Oh, look, we can. Beg your pardon, these are turbo lifts. I thought they were just doors. So there you go. We can go up and down on the levels. We won't do that just now. We want to stay down on this level. So up here, this is interesting. Sometimes these are here, sometimes they are not. Now, Q is here. Q is a bit of a troublemaker, as we know from the Generation series. But here, he can actually give us things to do. So let's have a look. Has he got anything for us to do? Sometimes it's a special mission. Sometimes it's just some events like the winter events where you can go and get special rewards. When he's here, there's generally something going on. And there we go. We've already got this mission, or I have before, the Omega molecule stabilization missions. I'm not going to do that at the moment, but there are some he can tell us about things. But generally, if he's here, it's a special set of missions that are not always available. We're not doing missions in this video because we are looking around the starbase. So fully on the right hand side, we have the exchange. The exchange is a marketplace where you can buy and sell things. So in we go. We'll deal with that just in a sec because I want to go around the outside because it's easier. So here you'll notice your emails and your bank are here. Now it's a really convenient place because you'll probably need your bank and your emails when you're accessing the exchange. And the exchange is really a whole video in itself, but let's just go through it quickly. We can't do as much here as we would like. Now, the exchange is a marketplace where you can buy and sell items. It tells you down the bottom how many energy credits you have. We have 7,500, give or take, which is the same as what we have in our assets there at the top. So that's how much money we would have to spend if we wanted to buy something. So let's say we wanted to buy a better weapon. We can choose them by rank and quality. There is no point going for, say, a captain's level equipment because we can't use it. So we are Lieutenant Commander. So we'll just highlight Lieutenant Commander. Any quality? Well, that will depend on what somebody is selling. Somebody has to make an item or put an item up for sale for you to buy it. So just quickly take you through here. We can get bridge officers, but we're picking them up for free. We can, for instance, get personal items, which can be armor, some devices, kits, shields, weapons. So let's say we wanted to get another weapon. We'll click on weapons and we'll click search. Now search will bring up every single weapon available. And again, sometimes there are hundreds of items available, and you may want to type in the search a particular type of weapon. So for instance, if I wanted a phaser weapon, I would type phaser in here, and then I would click on search again, and it'll only bring up the phaser weapons. So do we want to buy any of this? Well, we've got 7,000 to spend. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. This one's grayed out because it's $500 more than we can afford. So we can afford, say, a phaser sniper rifle. Do we want to buy that? Well, let's have a look. We'll bring up our character and we'll hold the weapon we're looking at buying, cursor over it, and it tells us what it is. Is it any better than something we've got already? No, it isn't. We don't need to buy it. The other thing that you'll notice is things on the exchange are quite expensive. So this has a value of 1,000, but the person selling it wants 5. And that's generally how the exchange works. And before you spit your dummy about it, when you're making stuff and selling it, you're going to do the same thing. There's no point selling something on the exchange for the same as its value, because you can just sell it to somebody, one of the NPCs in game, or right click on it and get rid of it that way. So that's buy, and you can buy anything you want, anything you need. We're not really at a level where we want to buy commodities or kits. We're going to get them for free. One thing that is interesting here, you can buy training manuals. Now, if we look at our crew, look at Tarsi, for instance, and we look at her skills, we notice she knows some things, but she can learn other things that may be of use to us. Now, something, she's already got torpedoes, high yield, so we don't need to get that. She's already got some other things. This is level 1, level 2 items, level 3 and level 4 things she can do. So it may be that we say, look, we'd love this person to be able to go to attack pattern Delta. So what we do is we go to manuals. She is attack officer, so we go to attack. Now we can just search all the available manuals, and look, we need to change that to any rank. Let's have a look. No, there aren't any manuals for tactical. Let's see if we get anything for, because I've left phaser up there, sorry, you need to clear that, reset it, or type something in. So we'll go back to manuals, my mistake. What did we say she was? Tactical, do a search. All of the manuals come up. The maximum that will show at one time are 400, but we've said, look, we'd like her to be able to do attack pattern Delta 3. So in the search, we type in Delta and see if somebody's put a manual up for sale for Delta 3. Well, there's Delta 3 there. We can't afford it. It's 10,000. We've only got 9,000. Maybe we can drop that. Well, there's no point dropping down the quality because we searched for all, so that is not there. Let's go for something like a level 1, just to show you how to actually get the manual and use it. It won't cost too much, so it doesn't matter if we waste it. Here we go, distributed targeting. Let's see if we can find that. We'll type in, we don't need to type the whole word in, just enough. And there we go. That's number 3. Now this person down here is trying to get nearly 9 million credits for targeting 1. And the reasons for that is probably because there's none other on the market, so they can charge a higher price. It's supply and demand. We're not silly. We're not paying for that. So if we, these are qualities anyway, and we know that level 1 is a common option. So quality will go to common. We'll do a search of all the manuals available for our tactical officer. Maybe we'll find one. Let's have a look. All right, so here are some things we can afford, but we need to find out if she can actually use them. So you can keep typing in these one at a time until you use a search, or you could, if you've got nothing better to do, scroll down here. Can she use a plasma grenade? Well, that's a ground ability. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find something quickly she can use. No. Beams fire at will. Let's see if we can get that. So we'll go will for fire at will. And they want 40,000. So there are no manuals going cheap right now. What happens is if you can find the manual you want, and the lower level number 1s in that can be a bit harder, you just click on it and you'll get the option to buy it when you can afford it. When you buy it, what happens is it goes into your inventory and just hangs around here or under R&D. And when you've got it, this button, say you bought Beams Fire at Will 1, this button Learn will actually light up white and you can click on it and that officer will learn that skill. So when we've got some more money, we will come back and we will buy a manual. So that's the exchange. If you want to sell something on the exchange, you go into the sell box. Now we need to find items that are not stuck to us. So we click binding. Anything that's bound to an account or bound to a character, we cannot sell. So we turn those buttons off. So we find that we can actually only sell this type 1 phaser. So if we want to sell it, we can just drag it across here. And we put in the amount of money we want to sell it for. But a tip for you is to actually search for that item and see what it's going for. So we clear that, we go into buy, and we find out what that is. It's a type 1 phaser Mark 4. So we'll type in phaser M Mark 6 and see what comes up. And you need to type it exactly as it is. We'll find out if I've managed to do that when we click on search. Let's have a look. Maybe there aren't any there. Let's just try phaser. Any rank, any quality, all. I think we'd had something else clicked there. So let's try that. Yeah, all brings them up. So we're looking for a phaser Mark 4, phaser MK, sorry, Mark 6. And here they are. So people are selling phaser Mark 6s for 50,000 or somebody here for 125,000. You notice after the end of the title it says things like DMG, which is damage. You'll get various things that items do, and these things in brackets will change and will alter the value. But here somebody's at 50,000, somebody's at 125,000, somebody is at 1 million. So people just make their own prices up. If you actually want to sell the item, you're going to need to sell it for less than that guy wants to get. So he wants 50,000. It's only worth 3. So you could put it on for 49, 10, whatever you like. and you will be having the better price, because no one's going to pay $1 million for something they can buy for 50,000. So we would drag it across. We know that somebody's selling it 50,000. Drag it across here. Let's say we want to sell it 40,000, 4123, and we post it, which means it's going up for sale. And there it is. So we've got this up for sale, and somebody may or may not buy it. I'm actually going to leave it there. We can use it at the next rank, but let's leave it there and see if somebody buys it, because if they do, you'll get an email and we'll get 40,000 credits, which we never had, instead of three. So we come out of there. If we want to remove it, sorry, you can click on an item. You may have several items for sale. You can actually click on it and remove it, and it puts it back in your inventory. If it doesn't sell after a short time period, it'll be sent back to you in an email, so we will deal with that when that happens as well. Chances of it selling are probably low, because you can pick these things up flying around and doing missions. So that's basically the exchange. So we come along to the next room, and what do we have in here? This room takes us down to the shuttle bay. It's lovely to look at, quite pretty. There's nothing down there I don't remember for us to do, but you can go and have a wander around if you like. At a later date, there is a mission where there's something down there to do, but nothing when you're just wandering around. So in the main mall here is requisitions. And again, wander to each room. Here, look, we have emails. No doubt this is our bank. Commodity traders, we can come in here and we can buy certain items. This person over here is selling well, actually he's telling us what people need in that sector. So that means we can perhaps get some items and take them there, but it's not normally part of our normal game. Right, here's the guy who sells things. He has a store, and we can buy some medical supplies, provisions, shield generators. Some of the missions will actually be to send aid. So if your mission is to send, say, 10 lots of shield generators, you'll come and buy 10 here, and you'll be able to send them away with your away teams when we do away team missions, or individual character missions. But we're going to pick these up as we go along the way here. For instance, in R&D, we will gather stuff like that as a matter of course. I don't think in 13 years I've ever bought anything here. You'll amass a lot of stuff. So our next room along is personal equipment. So in here we can buy all sorts of things. Just like with the ship equipment vendor, we can buy equipment for ourselves, away team weapons, kits, all sorts of things. But most of this stuff we will pick up along the way. Again, I don't think I've ever bought anything in one of these stores, but you may want to, just to give yourself a little bit of a boost. Shelby will tell us all about tech upgrades and what they do. I gave us a brief overview in one of the other videos. We're not of a level to use them yet, so I'm not going to explain those. And again, one thing to note with here is some people will sell these things on the exchange, and they're much cheaper to buy them from this guy. But so just make sure, it depends on the level and quality of the upgrade you want. But then the basic upgrades that you pick up in your missions are really cheap, so don't pay through the nose. And in here we have our tailor. Don't forget, our tailor is where we change our uniform.
Hello, you can alter your uniform.
And we've now done that a couple of times. I'm going to, as I keep saying, get all our guys up to speed with the same uniform when I get round to it.
Now you're looking sharp.
Certainly am. So, this is one half of Earth Stardock. In this room, this is how we get round to the other side, where we go to see Admiral Quinn to get our missions. There's another bank. There's banks and mail consoles everywhere. So in here, Admiral Quinn, where we get our missions. Now over here, you'll see there's another person with a queue. See, Quinn's got the eye at the moment because we've got all the missions, and he can just tell us a bit more about them, maybe. But we can get that from my journal. Over here, we can talk to this guy here. Gives us an introduction. Again, I'm not going to go through everything here. And we can do other things with him. Eventually, we'll pick up some missions and stuff. Quinn, we've done. Captain Nicholas Martin can sometimes give us stuff, as well as the Romulan ambassador. But at the moment, there's nothing for us. Well, there's one there is a new Romulus aid. We can pick that up, but I think we've got enough missions at the moment, and we'll no doubt pick that up somewhere else anyway. So that's the Admiral's office. Over here, we have Craig. We've already spoken to him before.
Greetings. How can I assist you today? Or in the future?
There you go. Today or in the future. That's all for now. We've already spoke to him. Here we've got something we can click on. What rewards have been unlocked to my other characters? Actually, we can't click on that just yet because we're not there. Yay. We'll deal with that later. A console here. Now here we can claim some fireworks. They're pretty good fun once. So let's grab our fireworks. People do use them when there's nothing else to do. It'll go into our inventory. And we can drag the fireworks onto our ship because we'll have some fun with that when we go back into space. It's not going to let me do that at the moment. Maybe we can just use it from our inventory. It's been so long. It's about 13 years since I used that. We'll find out. What else is up here? More mail. Now down here is stabilize Amiga particles. Now I didn't pick that up from Q before because I already have it on another character and it carries across. So basically I'll deal with that while I'm standing here. It's another game of moving things around. Now we've got to get everything in the right line to pass at the right time. Different things have different score values, and it's another little mini game for us which can drive you nuts. However, we get a few points out of it. It's got to be done. It's part of a mission. So if you come across these little mini games, obviously do the best you can. You'll get quicker and quicker at them, or not. Or if you've been playing for about 8 hours, you'll probably go a little bit goggle-eyed. This one, it has a little countdown, and eventually it'll stop. So we just keep going for as long as we can. We got 600 reward points there. Yippee! So that particle there has been stabilized. That's brilliant. We actually picked up some crafting material there. So where are we? Okay, so that was Admiral Quinn's office. We can go down here. We can have a look at this little graphic or holographic of ships flying around the Stardock. Doesn't really do anything for us. There's some rooms here. There's no one in this room. Now, down here is a guy who's our security officer. Some of our missions will be to hand in prisoners or to hand over contraband if we have any. So when you click on it, we can find out if we can actually do any of this. Have we got any contraband to send over? Yes, we have. See, one of our duty officers that we haven't done today can actually do this mission. So actually looking at it, we need contraband and it's red. We don't have any. But we could assign this guy to do that mission. I doubt we've got any prisoners either. Have we got any prisoners? Let's have a look. No, we haven't. So we'll come back to this dude at a later date. I thought we might have at least have picked up some contraband. We haven't. And he's always hanging out here. And on each base, for instance, Deep Space Nine, there'll be a security officer somewhere. So hunt them down. Who's over the other side? Is anyone over here down the bottom? Yes, there is. Assignment officer. She can tell us about mission difficulty. So these are all learning characters. So mission difficulties, as I said, you can go on normal, advanced, or elite. Most people do advanced once they get up to admiral level. At this level, you probably don't want to go there. But if you like a challenge, give it a go. When you finish crying, come back, turn your mission level down. So, and this guy is our fleet ambassador. Now, your fleet ambassador allows you to create a fleet. However, you can only create a fleet if you have 5 people online who are friends of yours in your team. So you can create your fleet that way. You cannot create a fleet on your own. What you can do if you want to cheat the system is you can get together with 5 other people, make a fleet, and then they can all leave the fleet. But that's not really a very good thing to do, because we'll talk about fleets at a later date, and fleets are going to cost you money and time, and you're possibly better when you start off to join somebody else's fleet just to see how they rock and roll. So up these steps, we have a chap over here, Commander Bolt. What does he do? He tells us about skills and things. As I say, I'm not going through all these menus because that's for you to do. Over here is a guy where we can, or a lady, we can requisition some officers from. There's a store, so we can buy officers. And now this is using our dilithium. So if we wanted to buy a particular officer, let's say we had our ship and we had a station which didn't have anyone on it, say a science station, we didn't have a science officer. We can come and buy one here. We can actually buy better quality officers perhaps than the ones we have. But I like my team. I'm not buying them. We'll pick them up as we go along. Special offers. Yeah. I mean, there's nobody here who's better than what we've got. But sometimes you can swap and change because you want certain skills. And that comes down to the way you play, whether you want more science skills or tactical-based skills. Now, remember we went to the exchange and we couldn't buy a manual. We can buy them here. So notice they're a lot cheaper here. So just always check out here your manuals before you buy them on the exchange. So now we'll go back into character screen. We'll go to Tarsi, and remember we wanted her to learn something. So we can't actually search in here, which is a pain. But what we can do is narrow it down. And not all officers sell the same training manuals. Depends on what station you're on, I guess. So here she is a Starfleet tactical officer. and we're looking at a space ability. So at the top you've got tactical S for space, G for ground. Click on the S, and let's see if we can find anything that she can do. So we wanted beams fire at will 1, and there it is. Now remember, somebody on the market wanted some astronomical amount of money for this. It's 250 credits sitting right here. And it sits here because people who haven't looked around the ship or done tutorials, or nobody's told them, don't even know that you can buy these manuals. So here we go. We're going to buy a manual. It's 250. We got 7,500. So we buy that, and we can now teach Tarsi a new skill. There you go. Now she can do this, and we can choose with the default abilities which one we want her to use as her bridge officer skill. It's actually quite a good idea when you've got enough money and you've got enough time to come and stand around here and train your people up, so you have multiple choices of things you can do. For instance, this Tarsi can do attack pattern Omega 3. What if we wanted her to actually help us fire our cannons better? Well, she doesn't know how to do that. One of our other crew may not know how to do that. So we'll teach her that, and various other options. Again, you can spend a couple of hours standing here buying all these manuals, training your staff up, your crew up. We don't have enough money to do everything at the moment, but sure, go ahead. One day when you've leveled up a bit, you've got more money, come and park here for a little while and click some buttons and save a fortune. So up we go. We have now dealt with this level. I'm not sure if we can use this turbo lift. Let's have a look. No, we can't. So we're going to now move up to the next level, which means finding a turbo lift. Here's one over here, I believe. No, it isn't. It's something that's going to belong to a mission. Ay. All right, so we'll go around the other side. We'll run back down the stairs, and we'll see what's going on, because although they are turbo lifts, it wouldn't let us in. When it wanted to let us in before, if you remember, if you were watching them. Here we go. So let's go to level 47, the mezzanine. Here we go. Pretty cool up here. Again, sometimes you'll have missions up here. At the moment, there isn't one, so we can just wander around. Ooh, have a look down there. Hey, long way down, guys. And there's a ship that you may be familiar with if you've watched the movies. Sitting there inside the space dock. And we can run around and have a look, hang out with our mates up here. But we won't. We'll go back here and we will go to the other level. Gosh, it's a long way. Puffing and panting. We're not authorized here. Turn back now, or we'll be transported out. We don't want that, which means I've lost the turbo lift. Here we can actually take a shuttle from here as well to the academy. We're not going to do that. Various things will pop up at various times. I think this is the turbo lift here. I kind of went a bridge too far there. Yep, so now we'll go to deck 83 red and find out what's down here. And at the moment, there's not a lot we can do. Again, later missions will see us down here and doing things, but it's good to explore. Now this door's glowing, which means it's way out. case we've got lost. And we'll go back to the main course, which is obviously where we came in. So that is Starbase or Stardock at Earth. You found out where everything is. Obviously, don't forget, if you get lost, you've got your main map, which actually shows you who's where, what they can do, where you are, center on player, and we're here. Spin us around, make it easier to see. And from there, you can find your way around. If you are a bit lost and you think, I need the exchange, or I need Admiral so-and-so, you can actually find out where they are. So that was Starbase or Stardock. I keep calling it Starbase. I'm sure it doesn't matter either. And we'll carry on with a mission in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please do follow. If you're on Twitch watching live, I do a lot of live streams at the moment, several hours a day. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to see the next videos. And obviously you can follow all your story arcs through one at a time. Next time we are going to look at the Romulan Mystery, which is our next story arc. So again, we get to play with characters we already know, and that happens for the first half of our story arcs along the way. So cool, guys. Thank you very much. This is your Captain Sean logging off. We'll see you soon.